Welcome back to the channel, guys. So the second part of the video is here. We are going to study the right atrium. First we studied the heart, its structure and all the properties of it. So now we will study about the right atrium. So the position of the right atrium is at the right atrium is at the right upper chamber of the heart. It receives venous blood from the whole body and pumps it to the right ventricle through the right atrioventricular or tricuspid opening. So it forms the right border, part of the upper border, the sternocostal surface and the base of the heart. Okay. So, and the external features of the right atrium is the chamber is elongatory vertical, receiving the superior vena cava at the upper end and the inferior vena cava at the lower end. The upper end is prolonged to the left to form the right auricle. The auricle covers the root of ascending aorta and partly overlays the infundibulum of the right ventricle. Its margins are nosed and the interior is sponge-like, which prevents free flow of blood. Along the right border of the atrium, there is a shallow vertical groove which passes from the superior vena cava to the inferior vena cava. So this groove is called as sulcus terminalis and it is produced by an internal muscular ridge called the crista terminalis. So the upper part of the sulcus contains the sinoatrial or SA node which act as a pacemaker of the heart. So the right atrioventricular groove separates the right atrium from the right ventricle. So it more or less vertical and lodges the right coronary artery and the small cardiac veins. So in this diagram we can see the crista terminalis, musculi pectinati and the valvi of inferior vena cava and the inferior vena cava and the valve of coronary sinus and the septal cups of tricuspid valve and the right auricle we can see and the opening of vena cordis minimi and superior vena cava. So the tributaries of right atrium are superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, coronary sinus, anterior cardiac veins, veni cordis minimi, sometimes the right marginal veins. So the talking about the internal features, so in this diagram we can see superior vena cava, right pulmonary artery, right pulmonary vein, limbus fossa ovalis, crista terminalis, fossa ovalis, valve of inferior vena cava, ascending aorta, pulmonary trunk and right auricle, musculi pectinati, interatrial septum, right atrioventricular orifice and valve, opening of coronary sinus. So the internal features, smooth posterior parts or sinus venerum. So developmentally it is derived from the right horn of sinus venosus and most of the tributaries except the anterior cardiac vein open into it. The superior vena cava opens at the upper end. The inferior vena cava opens at the lower end. The opening of inferior vena cava, so it is guarded by a rudimentary valve of inferior vena cava, that is or Stevchan valve. So during embryonic life, the valve guides the inferior vena cava blood to the left atrium through the foramen ovale. The coronary sinus will open between the opening of inferior vena cava and the right atrioventricular orifice. So the opening is guarded by the valve of coronary sinus. The venae cordis minimi are numerous small veins that are present on all of the four chambers. So they will open into the right atrium through small foramina. So the intervenous tubercle of the lower is a very small projection, scarcely visible on the posterior wall of the atrium, just below the opening of the superior vena cava. So during embryonic life, it directs the superior caval blood to the right ventricle. So the rough anterior part or pectinate part, so it developmentally is derived from the primitive atrial chambers and in series of transverse muscular ridge called musculi pectini it is present and it will arise from the crista terminalis and run forward and downward towards the atrioventricular orifice. giving the appearance of the teeth of the comb. So in the auricle, the muscles are interconnected to form reticular network. So interatrial septum developmentally is derived from the septum primum and the septum secundum. It presents the fossa ovalis, a shallow saucer-shaped depression in the lower part. So the fossa represents the site of the embryonic septum premium. The annulus ovalis or limbus fossa ovalis is the prominent margin of the fossa ovalis. So it represents the lower free edge of the septum secundum. So it is distinct above and at the sides of fossa ovalis, but it is deficient inferiorly. So its anterior edge is continuous with the left end of the valve of the inferior vena cava. So it remains of the foramen ovale are occasionally present, and this is a small slit-like valvular opening between the upper part of fossa and the limbus, and it is normally occluded after birth but may sometimes persist. So that was it about the right atrium. Just go through the slides. If you just miss something in that, you can just find out in the slide and then pause the video and can see it. So thank you. That's all for this part. Next part we'll study the other parts of the heart, and if you like the video, please subscribe and like our video. Thank you very much.